Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to day 16. I'm here at the park. We've got some geese over here that are being pretty noisy, so I've been kind of waiting for them to chill, but they're not really chilling. So, how's everybody doing? Hope you're doing well. I'm feeling the feels again today. Seems to be a pretty consistent theme for me here recently. So pretty here. Today we're going to talk about sacred spaces to expand our consciousness. And this park here is definitely a sacred space for me. I get so much joy and pleasure when I come here, whether it's just to be taking a walk or coming here to sit and watch all the wildlife. There's swans here, cormorants, geese, and some of the geese here are big. Ducks too, just giant, friendly. Some of them not so friendly. Sacred spaces are a way for us to, again, connect to ourselves and to all that is on a much deeper level. And a sacred space typically is something or a place that we go to on a regular basis. You know, it could be a church, it could be a park, it could be your bedroom, an altar, camping, a certain hotel, the ocean, a tree, really anywhere out in nature. Anything really that you want it to be, that you make it, can be a sacred space. And for me, myself, I know I like to spend a lot of time out in nature. Grounds me and puts a different perspective into the fibers of my being on a very deep level, which I appreciate, especially with the transits that are going on astrologically. They're hitting me in pretty significant ways on my moon, all kinds of squares, and oh my goodness. So outside and in nature is somewhere that I go for reprieve. And then I also have, an altar set up at my home. And luckily, I'm lucky to have a fire there as well. So fire can be another space. Another thing to bring into sacred space, actually. I also use incense a lot, or candles, and lights. So really anything that, you resonate with on a deep level or brings you happiness and joy, you'll want to bring into your sacred space. Oracle cards are something that I use in my sacred space quite often to meditate with or to do readings. I also use crystals quite often in that space. And creating a sacred space or an altar, you can be as elaborate or as simple as you want. Bringing in nice materials, different, silk cloths, or really anything that feels good, smells good, looks good, tastes good. All of those things are wonderful, wonderful things to bring into our sacred spaces. and allow yourself to take time out from the hustle and bustle of this life. Expectations. Most of us have quite a lot of expectations placed upon us regularly, whether it be family responsibilities or friends or through work. There's so many different areas with our very fast-paced and environment. With, I think most of us have a lot of overwhelm too, with wanting to be connected and trying to find time to ourselves and balance everything, all the obligations that we have on our plates. So having a sacred space to center yourself and balance, meditate, allows us to expand our consciousness in ways that we won't get if we're just running from one thing to the other and checking this app and that app and going from this place to that place or this person to that person. So it's important for us to create spaces for ourselves that allow us to drop in, get information from source, from this very vast universe. The geese are going crazy. Very vocal, very, very vocal. It's not always like that when I'm here. So think about creating a sacred space to allow yourself to drop in and access information that only comes when we can quiet ourselves and kind of shut out the noise from the outside. You know, if you go to church, it's like, you know, going up to the front and kneeling on your knees to pray, having communion. And we can create a sacred space even in our cars, you know, our vehicles. If we don't have a place to go or a place to be that's private, even a vehicle could serve as a sacred space. You'd have to be careful burning a candle in a vehicle or an incense in a vehicle, but it could be done for sure. Bring some lights. There's, you know, lots of battery operated little tiny lights that you can bend around. I've got some cool ones that, you know, just little tiny LED lights. You can get them in multiple colors and stuff. Decorate your car. So there's many ways for us to create sacred space for ourselves, to drop in, get additional information from source, and allow ourselves to shut out the busyness. Hope that helps. If you like what I'm saying, feel free to like, share, or subscribe, and subscribe, all of the above. I hope you're doing well. Blessings.